Hello, everyone. This is Mason Haggett here from the Casino Co-Official, and today we're going to be reading Just Story 2, Goldie and the Seven Stars, Chapter 5, Reunited at Last. Narrator: Isaac's sports car comes flying out of a portal into the Forgotten Realm. Isaac: Hey, I was about to show that metal piece of garbage what's up. Perry: Well, in case you're wondering, that robot just sent my sister flying, and you've probably seen what she's capable of. Oh, yes. Still, though, I wanted to beat that thing in smithereens. Hey, my car doesn't have a scratch on it. Well, except for the inside where your sister went flying into the back. Narrator: Snow begins to fall slowly. Perry feels as if another snowstorm is going to happen soon. Perry: We need to get home, quick! Goldie: Yeah, obviously. Don't you see it's snowing? Isaac: Hey, that's what I was going to say. Narrator: Then Charlotte opens the door of the car as she comes out limping a little. She shakes it off and then walks completely fine, even though she's obviously hurt. Charlotte: How did I lose that easily? Goldie: You know what they say, you can't always stay on top forever. Narrator: This just further agitated Charlotte so much that she summoned a ball of pure concentrated death and tries to chuck it, but falls over and sprains her ankle. Then she goes flying face first into the snow. Goldie quickly dodges the ball of death. Goldie: Geez, no need to kill me over it. Isaac. Narrator: Isaac reluctantly helps Charlotte as Perry picks her up and carries her. Charlotte: Hey, put me down. Perry: I'm your older brother. I can do what I want, so just be quiet and stop your whimpering. We can catch up at home. Narrator: Charlotte gets even angrier, but remembers that her father, the puppet master, put Perry in charge of her, so she reluctantly shuts up as she falls asleep in his arms. Isaac: Geez, I've seen her fall asleep quickly, but not that quickly. She must be really tired. Goldie: No, duh, Sherlock. Of all people, you are the one that should know. Isaac: Good point. Narrator: Then two people come rushing towards Isaac from the basketball court. Gus: Yo, this is a sweet sports car, man. Isaac: Yeah, right. Perry: We need to get going before the snowstorm comes, Isaac. There's no time for this. Isaac: I'm gonna take the boys on a joyride in the snowstorm in my new car. Tell Ethan S. he can join us if he wants. Perry: Okay, will do. One long walk home later. Narrator: Perry opens the door to the house as he walks into the living room and lays Charlotte gently on the couch. He begins getting paints out to heal his sister's wounds, but then he is warmly greeted by Brownie. Brownie: Bark! They made it home! Narrator: He almost jumps into Charlotte's lap, but then he realizes she's sleeping and decides to jump into Perry's lap instead. Perry: You a good boy, yes, you a good boy. Brownie: Arf, arf. Narrator: Then Ethan S. comes out from outside, holding an axe over his shoulder. Ethan S.: Let's go, you found her. Did you find Isaac too? Perry: Speaking of him, he was wondering if you wanted to go on a joyride with him, Gus, and Mr. Pizza. Ethan S.: Did he already take off? I'm pretty sure. Ethan S.: Well, am I supposed to fly then? Perry: Yes, of course you are. Narrator: But Ethan S. already left. He dropped the axe on the ground with a loud thud before he left. Perry: Welp, Brownie, guess I'm taking care of you now. Say, would you be so kind as to get me a glass from the cupboard? Brownie: Arf, arf. Narrator: Brownie jumps onto the top of the recliner that Perry is sitting on, and then from there jumps onto the kitchen counter. He runs up to one of the cupboards and pulls a glass out of it very carefully, and then holding it in his mouth, he jumps off the counter and goes running back to Perry. Perry: Now that's a good boy. Narrator: He then pours a little of the black paint from his belt into the glass jar. Perry: All right, cracks his knuckles. Let's get healing. Narrator. He pulls a tiny paintbrush out of his pocket and begins putting the paint around Charlotte's wounds carefully and meticulously. Meanwhile, narrator. Isaac drives around going 118 miles per hour as the snow covers their faces. Isaac almost loses sight but wipes the snow off his face. The fat pizza guy. Yo, this is sick, man. Gus, right? I haven't had this much fun in 36 years. Goldie. How does time even work here? Because you just said you're 31. Ethan S. Oh, trust me, when I say that time does not work here. Narrator. They drive up this hill of snow, and the car goes flying into the air for a split second before landing. Gus. Whoa, dude, that was rad. Ethan S. Say, how were you able to afford this car even? Narrator. Isaac ponders for a second as he finally remembers. Isaac. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I still need to give Charlie her credit card back. Back to Charlotte and Perry. Narrator. Charlie slowly wakes up as she sees Perry making more paints and cleaning his giant paintbrush on the recliner. Charlotte. Hi, brother. Narrator. Perry smiles at her as he says, Perry. Well, I see you're awake now, sister. How you feeling? Charlotte. Better than ever. You're always really good at healing magic. Narrator. She says this as she gives her brother a big hug and begins crying into his shoulder. Charlotte. You have no idea how much I've missed you, brother. I thought you were lost forever. Perry. Well, I'm back now, so you don't have to worry any more, all right, my dear sister? Narrator. They look at the fireplace for a bit as Charlotte sits close next to her older brother on the recliner. Perry. Say, how long have I been dead? Charlotte. 50 years. Perry. So that would make you 68, and it would make me 2,340,956,009 years old. Charlotte, you are an old fart, aren't you? Perry, yeah. I usually just tell people I'm 180. Charlotte, so what are you doing with the paints? Perry, just messing around. Honestly, I've already seen all these combinations in my time, so at this point, I'm just repeating the same. Charlotte, oh, okay. Another question. What was it like being dead? Narrator, Perry thinks for a moment, but can't seem to remember anything. Perry, I don't know. I just remember waking up in the Goldie the Casino Raptor realm universe. Charlotte, so did Father lie to us? Perry, no, highly unlikely. I think that I was originally going to wake up in the one night on the Jolly Rogers realm, so I could meet you guys there and tell you about the stars. But I think a glitch happened, and I was ended up appearing in the Goldie the Casino Raptor universe. Charlotte, I'm just going to pretend like I understood what you said. Perry, fair enough. Narrator. Then Goldie comes rolling through, making a giant crease in the wood just as Isaac walks in, and his mere presence causes the cupboards to open up and barf out the dishes. Ethan S. walks in with a sigh as he apologizes to Perry. Perry is obviously very agitated. Perry. Now come on, look at what you done. You put a crease in the floor. Goldie. Well, sorry. Narrative. Perry begins fixing all the damage that they did as Isaac walks up to Charlotte, who is now sitting on the couch. Isaac. Hey, Charlie, here's your credit card back. Charlotte. Really? That's it? You're not even going to ask how I'm doing? You're just going to give me my credit card back with no explanation? Isaac. Yeah, why? You got a problem with that? Narrator. Isaac can see that Charlotte is really angry. Charlotte. You and Goldie are officially collecting the next 2 stars in the one night on the Jolly Rogers realm. Isaac. You're not my mother. You can't tell me what to do. Perry. Actually, I'm pretty sure she can because she could cut your head off in a matter of seconds and put it on a pole outside. Isaac. Actually, I've almost beat her in a Charlotte, Isaac, just leave before I accidentally behead you. Narrator. Isaac takes this as a sign. Alright then, come on, Goldie. Let's go collect those stars. Goldie. Do we? Isaac. Yes, we do. Now come on. Oh, and Ethan, you're coming with us too. Ethan S. What did I do? Narrator. Isaac grabs Ethan's hoodie and drags him outside as Goldie follows along. Perry. Is that what you have to deal with every day? Charlotte. Yes. Perry. How is that Isaac guy still alive then? Narrator. Isaac and the others walk outside. Goldie. Hey guys! Narrator. Gus and the fat pizza guy are waiting in the back of Isaac's sports car. There are two fairly large people. Gus is wearing his signature black pants, white t-shirt, black motorcycle vest, and hat. And Mr. Pizza is wearing his Papa John's work uniform. The fat pizza guy. So what's the plan? Goldie. Isaac pissed off Charlotte, so we kind of have to go. Isaac. Yeah. So see ya. Narrator. Isaac teleports himself and Goldie and Ethan S. to the portal room. Gus. Isaac left his keys in the car. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? The fat pizza guy. Oh, heck yeah. Narrator. The three are in the portal room. Isaac. All right, guys, jump in! Narrator. They run into the portal as they are teleported to the One Night on the Jolly Rogers universe. A couple minutes later. Narrator. Goldie comes out first, being the largest. Then Isaac comes out, and then Ethan S. They each have their own reaction to the beauty of the city. Isaac is unfazed, having seen this universe many times. Goldie's a little shocked from the beauty of the area, but he's seen it before. But Ethan S. has never left the Forgotten Realm, and doesn't remember anything from his past. His jaw drops, his mind is blown. Ethan S. Isaac, come on. I want to get to have some Dr. Pepper and Takis as soon as possible. Narrator. Isaac grabs onto Goldie and Ethan Smith's hands as they run off. Meanwhile, back at the Forgotten Realm. Narrator. Charlotte is sitting comfortably on Perry's lap as they watch the fire in the fireplace. Perry. So, who is this Isaac? Charlotte. He's just an assistant of mine. Why do you ask? Perry. Well, it seems to me that you trust him a lot. Charlotte. Well, he has saved my life a couple of times, so, Narrator. Then he remembers something that he's been meaning to ask her. Perry. That reminds me. How did you end up in John's hands? What happened to the guy? I remember him being a hero. Charlotte. So John got a job working for Mr. Jackfruit when he got older, and it specialized in working with outer dimensional anomalies, such as the dark orbs and other things like that. And he began doing some questionable stuff with the magical properties of the orbs. So therefore, he entered the Puppet Master's hit list, which means that I have to dispatch of him. Perry. What was he doing with the orbs? Charlotte. Lots of chaos. He just wants to help people, but Father doesn't want his creations messing with crap that they don't know, which explains what the doctor is wanted, which explains why the doctor is wanted. Of course, he isn't completely innocent either. Perry. So John's smart. Charlotte. I know, right? I thought he was an idiot. Narrator. The two laugh about this. Perry. So how did he capture you? Narrator. Perry is genuinely perplexed about this because wasn't Charlotte designed to be the perfect killing machine? Charlotte. Somehow he found out that I was coming, and he or someone else built a robot that is somehow almost as perfect as me. That was the first fight I lost in 36 years. Perry. Oh, wow. Was this robot made to mimic you? Charlotte. Sorta. They designed it after me, and it has a lot of my attacks. So yes, I guess they did. Perry. Huh. I wonder how they did that. They would have to have known someone who knows you. Charlotte. Yeah, oh, no, what? That's a good point. Perry. How about we go to the lab? Because I would love to talk to the scientists. And plus, we could see if they know anything. Charlotte. Okay, but first, I want to spend a little bit more time with you here, okay, brother? Narrator. Perry looks at his watch. Perry. All right, sister. Back to the main three. Narrator. Isaac and the others are walking along the sidewalk as Ethan S. is in utter shock of the beauty of this universe. This might as well be the first time he's been anywhere besides the little neighborhood in the Forgotten Realm. If anything, this just raises questions for him. Ethan S. So what were some of your adventures with Charlotte like? Goldie. Also, I have no idea what's going on. I've just been roaming around with Perry, and he's barely told me anything. Isaac. Honestly, Goldie, half the time, I have no idea what's going on anymore. Goldie. Why did that so-called Dr. Mustache attack us earlier? Isaac, he was scared. He has been hunted by Charlie for a long time, and somehow has always escaped. I've always found this miraculous, because usually Charlotte kills her victim first try, but last time was her 10th try on John's life. Last time, he finally got smart and created a robot in the likeness of Charlotte, a metal Charlotte, so to speak, to surpass Charlotte in every way. She lost the fight and has been really mad about it ever since. She was captured and then attached to this weird system and was used to power the city. I've always known she was one of the most powerful beings in the multiverse, but not powerful enough to power a city, jeez. Ethan S. How would that even work? Isaac. I don't know. I just live in this multiverse and follow Charlie around. Wait, is that Isaac? Narrator. A group of people swarm Isaac and Goldie, while Ethan S. hides behind the two. Person 1. I heard about you on the news. Person 10. Can I have your autograph? Person 4. No, I want the autographs first. Isaac. Do you have a pen I could borrow, Goldie? Goldie. Yeah, sure. Narrator. The two sign the autographs, then walk away after having their pictures taken. They then quickly walk away. Goldie. Wow, we're famous here now. Isaac. I'm used to it. I'm popular wherever I go. Goldie. Ha ha ha. Me too. I'm very popular in my own universe. Ethan S. That was crazy. I've never seen so many new faces in my life. Isaac. Well, get ready to see more, bucko. If only he remembered his old universe. Ethan S. Can we go to the Ferris wheel after we find the stars? Because I don't think I've ever been on one. Ethan S. Isaac, I meant. Maybe. Goldie. Oh, you want to ride? Here, get on my back. Narrator. Goldie crouches as Ethan S. cautiously sits on Goldie like a horse. Goldie. All right, buddy, hold on to my vest because we're going to go fast. Narrator. Goldie goes onto the road and zooms past all the cars at ridiculous speeds. Ethan S. Ah! Isaac. It's sad, really. Someone who was once a mighty king, a king who ruled with an iron fist, running around a city acting like he's never seen anything like it before. If only he remembered. Narrator. Goldie jumps over cars and blasts down the road. Ethan S. How are you going so fast? Narrator. Goldie chuckles in his usual cocky manner. Goldie. I was just made for speed, man. Narrator. Goldie goes back to the sidewalk where he lowers himself, making it easier for Ethan S. to get off. Ethan S. That was awesome. Glad you enjoyed it, buddy. Isaac. By the way, you missed your turn. Ethan S. How'd you get here? I teleported. Meanwhile, narrator. Charlotte walks up the stairs, closely followed by Perry and Brownie. She goes on talking about her many accomplishments and how the Forgotten Realm had changed since Perry last was there. She tells Perry about all the new, great, and exciting faces that she's added to the Forgotten Realm and all the amazing adventures Isaac and her have gone on. Then they reach this bookshelf, and Perry is confused on why Charlotte brought him to a bookshelf. Perry. Why'd you bring me to a bookshelf, Charlie? Charlotte. Brownie, show him. Narrator. Brownie jumps up and grabs one of the books with his jaw. The bookshelf then begins to slide over, revealing a secret room. Charlotte. As you can see, I've done some renovations. Narrator. Perry is in awe. Perry. How did you do this? Charlotte. Mr. Pizza and Gus helped me. Perry. Oh, that's good. Mr. Pizza has always been a great fella. Charlotte, the fat pizza guy is old, isn't he? He was here before I was born. Perry, yup, I remember when I erased his memory and transported him here myself. It was a sad day when Father eradicated that universe, and he always hated destroying universes. So much life went down the drain. Charlotte, which is why he has me do it now, right? Perry, you would be correct. Narrator, they begin walking up the stairs as they continue talking. Perry, what do you even do to destroy universes? Charlotte, it's very physically straining on me, and I know that I use the glitch, but I don't really know how I do it. It just sorta happens. Perry, how many times have you had to do it since I died? Charlotte, only twice. Narrator, they walk into the Charlotte's room, and in the middle of her room is a spine fragment that looks like it used to belong to a giant creature. She has a queen-sized bed, and her room is also very messy, with dirty laundry all over the place. On her nightstand is a joke book and the character profiles, and there's a picture frame with a picture of her standing next to her brother and father when she was little. Perry almost pukes at the disaster that her room is, but decides to clean it later because Charlotte wants to show him something. Narrator. She goes over to the giant spine fragment in the middle of the room and opens one of the drawers that were carved into the spine fragment. Perry. Let me guess. You got that giant spine fragment from a creature from the Godzilla Tales universe. Charlotte. Yeah, I have a bit of a collection, you see. Perry. What type of a collection? Charlotte. Well, a collection of spines from my greatest kills. Narrator. She begins pulling them out, showing him each one after another. Perry can see his sister smiling, talking about the pain she's caused to the people she's had to assassinate. She gets more frantic as she shows him more and more and begins to talk faster and faster as a chocolate scent can be smelt in the room. Perry begins to get scared as he watches his psychotic sister. He sees that her emotional health has gone down the drain. He lays a hand on her shoulder and she instantly stops talking. She drops the spines on the ground as she sits down on her bed. Memory 12345622167. Perry. Narrator. Perry comes into the True Lab and sees his father working on something. Perry. Greetings, father. If I might ask, what are you working on? The Puppet Master. I'm working on your sister, Perry. I'm finally using that piece of my left hand from 1 billion years ago. Narrator. Perry doesn't know what to think of this. For the longest time, it had just been him, but now he would have a companion. Not just a companion either, but a sister. Perry, wait a minute. If I'm just a clone of you, then how is my sister going to be, well, my sister? Narrator, the Puppet Master chuckles to himself as he asks Perry an important question. The Puppet Master, Perry, are you the same as me? Perry, what? No! We may look alike, but our personalities are the opposite. The Puppet Master, exactly. That's because I just changed a few genes and other things inside you to give you different traits, and that's what I'm doing with your sister. Perry, okay, that answers my question. Narrator, Perry sits down, and for a moment, all you can hear is the buzzing of the lights. But the Puppet Master starts talking again. The Puppet Master, your sister is going to be a killing machine, because now I realize that your touch of making everyone happy won't work with what's to come. And I just know for a fact that she's going to be a spectacle for the spectators. But there's one thing I need you to do for me, my child. I need you to watch over her. I'm designing her so that simply a touch from you will calm her down. You understand that? Perry, will she have anger issues or something? Why would I need to calm her down? The Puppet Master. Well, I mean, she is going to be the greatest assassin in the multiverse and is literally being designed to exterminate useless universes and destroy glitched creatures. Perry, oh, okay, that makes sense. Narrator, there's another moment of silence as a question comes to Perry's mind. Perry, what's her name going to be? Her name will be Charlotte. Hyperlink blocked. Memory over. Charlotte, why am I like this? Perry, well, I mean, you were designed to. Narrator, he is then cut off. Charlotte, don't say that. Oh, I was designed to kill, so it's probably some stupid side effect. No, this is different. Father did not design me to be a psychopath. He designed me to be a soldier, to eradicate glitches that didn't belong. I remember after he made me to destroy the Ethan S. boss battle realm, I was greatly depressed, and I was scared of myself. I hated myself for having the ability to destroy a universe. With just a single attack, what hurt the most was when I had to delete Isaac, Ethan S., and Gage's memories. And you know what the worst part of it all was, Perry? Narrator, Perry can't think of anything. Charlotte, I yearn to destroy another universe. I yearn to have a billion more lives under my fingertips. I yearn for death and destruction again. Narrator, Perry puts his hand on her shoulder to calm her down again. Charlotte, it's like I can feel my emotions slipping away, and the only thing left will be a bloodthirsty killer. Narrator, she's breathing heavily from the amount of talking she just did without taking a break. She slowly catches her breath as Perry gives her a hug. Charlotte wraps her arms around him tightly and begins to cry into his shoulders. Perry, don't worry, everything will be all right. Narrator, he says this as he softly pats her back. Then they stay like this for about 10 minutes until Perry lets go because his shirt got wet from her tears. Perry, to me it sounds like you need a break from your job as an assassin. Charlotte, but what else would I do? It's literally who I am. Like you said, I was designed to do this. Perry, not if you don't want to be. That's what Father designed you to do. But you don't have to be just that. You can be anything you want to be. So after we find the 7 stars, I want you to take a few years off, okay? Sure, okay, I'll try. Perry, no, that's better. One more thing, though. Do you tell anyone else about your problems? Charlotte, well, sometimes I tell Isaac. Narrator, Perry is intrigued by Isaac's opinion of this, since he used to be the royal judge of the Ethan S. Boss Battle Realm. Perry, tell me, what did he say? Narrator, Charlotte thinks for a second. Charlotte, basically the same thing you said, but with a little more sarcasm. Perry, makes sense, because I'm a pretty smart guy. Narrator, they both chuckle at this because they both know that Perry can be quite an idiot sometimes. Perry, all right, now let's clean up your disaster of room, and then let's go to the lab. You got that, Charlie? Charlotte, okay. Narrator, Perry is very concerned for his sister. Back to the main three. Narrator, Isaac teleports everyone in front of Dr. Mustache's laboratory. It's a big, tall building that blends in with all of the other skyscrapers. Goldie, should have teleported here earlier rather than making us walk. Isaac, not my fault that you guys wanted to ask questions. I would have teleported you guys here earlier, but you guys wouldn't have had time to ask questions. And besides, this is Ethan's first time going literally anywhere, so I just thought he needed some time to soak up his surroundings. Ethan S. He does have a point. Goldie, I guess you're right. Let's just go inside. Ethan S. Sorry if I ask, but what are we looking for again? Isaac, we are looking for 2 of the stars that are located in this universe. One is in the mountain over the sea, and another one is in here, from what I heard John talking about. Ethan S. Oh, yes, that's right. Narrator. Isaac teleports them to the last place he remembers being before he rescued Charlotte. There is a giant hole in the wall with a bunch of clipped wires and hooks that was perfectly fitted for her. The rest of the room is empty, with only a door to exit the room. Isaac. Alright, guys, when we exit this room, we need to be as quiet as possible. Goldie. Bro, they probably have security cameras throughout this entire place. Narrator. Isaac summons one of his signature raptor blasters and destroys one of the cameras in that room. However, it does blow a hole through every story of the place, alerting literally everyone inside. Ethan S. Idiot. Narrator. About 20 armored soldiers walk in holding machine guns. Step right there! Isaac. Welp, guess we should teleport somewhere else. Narrator. Isaac grabs a hold of Ethan S. and Goldie's hands as he teleports them to a different part of the building. In this part of the building is a long hallway of rooms that seems to be offices. The 3 begin to walk down as Ethan S. stops. Isaac. Ethan? Why are you just standing there? Ethan S. I swear I recognize one of the voices coming from one of these offices. Isaac. Okay. Narrator. He opens one of the doors and sees a familiar face on a phone call with someone in the room. Ethan S. Dr. Gage, what are you doing here? Dr. Gage. Sorry, gotta go. Narrator. He hangs up the phone. Dr. Gage. So you see, I was walking around one day and there was this big hole in the ground. So naturally, I jumped in and then I was here somehow. Isaac. Dr. Gage. Then this funny fat dude with a big mustache offered me Gogurt and $20 to build a robot that's like Charlotte for some reason. Narrator. Then all three of their jaws drop. Goldie. So you created Mecha Charlotte? Dr. Gage. I'm pretty sure that's just a nickname for it. Its real name is the Goofy Ah 2000. Narrator. The three burst into laughter. They can't stop laughing. Isaac, next time I see that hunk of junk, that's what I'm going to call it. Dr. Gage, wait, are they using it to hunt you guys down? Goldie, yeah. Dr. Gage, oh, I didn't know that. Isaac, by any chance, do you know where a star is? Narrator, Gage thinks for a solid 4 minutes before he remembers. Dr. Gage, oh yeah, I used it to create the Goofy R2000. Narrator, Isaac looks at Dr. Gage, and then he looks at Goldie, and then he looks at Dr. Gage again, and then he looks at Goldie. Isaac, how about we just tell Charlie to get that one, eh? Goldie, all right. Ethan S., yeah, I like that idea. Dr. Gage, me too. Narrator, Dr. Gage gets off his chair as they continue walking down the hallway. Then 10 guards appear and point their machine guns at them and begin firing. Isaac teleports behind them and buries them in a pile of bones. Goldie, hey look! Narrator, they look at the desk that Goldie is pointing to, where there's a button that says do not press on it. Dr. Gage, how about we click it? Isaac, sounds like a good idea to me. Ethan S., what are you guys doing? Narrator, but it was already too late. Sirens begin going off throughout the entire city as he hears something fly out of the roof of the building. They then see Dr. Mustache come running down with an angry expression on his face. Isaac, I'm guessing we weren't supposed to do that. Dr. Mustache / Ethan S., yeah, you weren't! Meanwhile, narrator, Charlotte and Perry walk out of the door of the house. Perry, I'm glad to see that you've taken care of the place, Charlie. Charlotte, yep, it's been a lot of work, that's for sure. Narrator, Perry opens a portal as he lets Charlotte go first, and then he goes in as he closes the portal behind him. They are teleported into the lab as Perry joyously goes around and looks at the artifacts. Earlier, he didn't have time to, but now he does. Charlotte, yeah, there have been some new additions to the collection. Narrator, they begin walking to the laboratory as Perry holds onto his little sister's hand. Charlotte, why couldn't the pony sing in the choir? Perry, let me think. He was a little hoarse? Narrator, Charlotte's face lights up with anger. Charlotte, hey, you ruined it for me. You were supposed to say what? Narrator, Charlotte lets go of his hand as Perry howls with laughter. Perry then opens the door to the laboratory as Charlotte enters first and Perry enters next. When they enter inside, Perry sees that there are many desks and all the scientists are working on their own experiments. As soon as they see Charlotte and Perry walk in, they come running over to greet them, all except for Dr. H., who as usual couldn't care less about anything. Dr. Isabel, Charlotte, Perry, I can't believe it's you! Narrator, she runs up to them and gives them both big hugs. Dr. Bill, it's truly an anomaly. How is Perry here now? I was there the day he died. I remember rushing down to the True Lab just to see bright green numbers and black all over. Dr. Asia, yeah, I was there with Bill, and I remember seeing you get consumed by numbers. Perry, well, I'm here now, and it's safe to say that I have no idea how. Dr. Isabel, well, come on then. We have to run some tests. Narrator, the three doctors have Perry follow them somewhere. Charlotte, well, I guess I'm not seeing him anytime soon. Narrator, she goes ahead and sits in front of Dr. H's desk. He seems to be pouring different liquids into each other to get some type of reaction. Charlotte, so you guys are still using the remains of the guilt for your experience? Dr. H, yep, we are, so please don't interrupt my experiments. Charlotte, oh, I'm sorry, but I think you forgot who you're talking to. Narrator, Dr. H looks up from his experiments, startled, not knowing that Charlotte and Perry just walked in, and immediately stands up. Dr. H, so sorry, it's just been a while since I've heard your voice. Charlotte, that's better. So have you seen Dr. Gage around anywhere? Dr. H. I sent him around to get more remnants from the guild, but he hasn't come back and he has been gone for almost a year. Charlotte. Oh, that's just great. Dr. H. So what happened with the treacherous Dr. Mustache? Charlotte. A lot, let's just say. Anyways, I'm bored now, so I'm going to go find Perry. Dr. H. Okay, thank you for stopping by. Narrator. He sits down with a sigh of relief. His heart was pounding at 9,000 miles per hour, he felt like. Charlotte walks over to where Perry is and sees him sitting on a chair while the other three scientists are seen huddled around a table. Charlotte, what are they doing now? Perry, they took a blood sample from me and now they're going to do something with it. Charlotte, probably something stupid. Anyway, would you like to see the true lab? Perry, nah, not right now. Too many bad memories. Charlotte, oh yeah, good point. Narrator. She sits on the chair next to Perry as the scientists do their science. Dr. Isabel. So it seems as if they are not actually the same. Dr. Asia. No, duh, one's a boy and one's a girl. Dr. Bill. But it just doesn't make sense. The puppet master is a certified male. Charlotte confirmed that with us. So how can one be a girl if she is a clone of him? Narrator. Then it's almost like a light bulb appears over Dr. Isabel's head. Dr. Isabel. Maybe they are not exact clones. Maybe he changed a few genes that make the two different from him. Narrator. The other two look at her. Dr. Isabel. I mean, think about it. The puppet master is patient and kind, where Charlotte can be really kind, but has no patience, and can be really cruel sometimes. Dr. Bill. And Perry got the patience, right? Dr. Asia. That does make sense. It's almost like the puppet master was split in half. Dr. Isabel. That's right. He used his left hand to create Charlotte and his right to create Perry. Dr. Bill. So half of the attributes went to one and the other half went to the other. Dr. Bill. That doesn't make sense, though, because Charlotte is so different from the puppet master. Charlotte. Hey, we are going to get going now. It was nice talking to you all. Dr. Isabel. Wait! Narrator. But they already left. Perry. So did you find out anything? Charlotte, Dr. Gage has been gone for almost a year. Perry, who's that? Charlotte, he's another one of the new guys. He became the head scientist after you left. Perry, interesting. Back to Isaac and the others. Narrator, they teleport in front of Luigi's Tacos as they hear the warning sirens go off throughout the city. Isaac, alright guys, listen up. Ethan S. will make sure there aren't any casualties, and me and Goldie will dismantle that hunk of junk. Dr. Gage. Oh, that's practically impossible, saying that I designed it with the intent to match Charlotte in every way, and didn't win a fight with her. Isaac. Well, do you know any weaknesses? Narrator. Dr. Gage shakes his head, but then remembers something. Dr. Gage. It hasn't been charged in like 2 days. Isaac. And how long is its battery life? 2 days. Ethan S. That is actually really convenient. Narrator. While they were talking, the army sent out some tanks. General. All right! We're facing an unidentified being created to face that demon in every way. But now it's gone rogue due to some idiots clicking a red button in the old doc's lab. Dr. Mustache. Hey, I'm only 35. Narrator. He says this as he slowly floats down on a levitating platform. General. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that nobody asked, John. Narrator. He frowns as he goes somewhere else on his floaty platform. General. Alright, now. Narrator. Then he is cut off as a knife goes flying through his throat. And then everyone else dies in a flash, only leaving blood. Isaac. Okay. And I would like a Nacho Supreme and a narrator. Dr. Gage has to pull out a notebook to get Isaac's order. Ethan S. Bro, can you hurry up? People are literally dying because of your stupidity right now. Isaac, chill out, man. And one more thing. One large Diet Dr. Pepper. Narrator, Mecha Charlotte appears behind Ethan S. and almost impales him with her giant scythe. But Ethan S. quickly summons his golden baseball bat, whacking her into one of the skyscrapers, and then he buries her in a bed of fireballs. Then Mecha Charlotte comes walking out of the fire soaked with the blood of her enemies and twitching like a killer. Isaac gets a good look at her. She's literally just an oval with a humanoid head and an assortment of red, yellow, and blue wires for hair. Her legs and arms are just some pipes connected to each other to form limbs. There is also drops of this black corrosive liquid coming out of her mechanical joints. Isaac. Well, you got the personality right, that's for sure, but she looks nothing like the real one. Dr. Gage. Well, recreating Charlotte's beauty is a ridiculously hard task. It's astonishing how the pugmaster was able to design her appearance in such a quick amount of time. Isaac. Thanks for the facts, Doc, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to be Mecha Charlotte. A killer fight. Narrator. Isaac summons a raptor blaster and hops on as Goldie grabs the horn of the dragon skull shaped blaster as they blast off. Mecha Charlotte follows close behind as jet boosters come out of her feet, propelling her into the air as a sonic boom can be heard from a mile away. Isaac, all right, Goldie, hold on tight. Narrator, they can't even see the buildings they are flying so fast. Goldie holds on for dear life. Isaac stands on top of the blaster while maintaining his balance, more determined than ever. Mecha Charlotte, just give up. You know that you're useless in the grand scheme of things, and you can't even stop what's coming. Isaac, hey, just saying, at least I'm not the one made of recycling and garbage. Mecha Charlotte, how rude. Narrator. She destroys a raptor blaster from underneath them as Isaac summons another one. Goldie just barely manages to grab on. Goldie. Ah! Narrator. Isaac knows there's no way of winning a fight with Mecha Charlotte, so his goal is to drain her batteries because if he does decide to fight, he will die. Isaac. And besides, at least my name is not the Goofy 2000. Mecha Charlotte. Don't ever call me that name again. Narrator. She summons a row after row of fireballs, ice balls, and balls of death, each one in a more complex pattern. Isaac barely dodges in between them. Isaac. Hey, stupid! Maybe you should try harder. Mecha Charlotte. Oh, trust me, these next attacks are going to be a blast. Isaac. Her puns are equally as stupid as the real ones. Narrator. She summons 5 Master Blasters and fires them all at Isaac as he quickly teleports out of the way. Then she summons 50 in front of him, causing him to take a right. Mecha Charlotte comes flying out of one of her portals and destroys the Raptor Blaster from underneath them again. But Isaac just teleports him and Goldie onto another one. Mecha Charlotte. Why are you not fighting back? Isaac. Well, I mean, I wouldn't want this fight to end in 30 seconds, if you know what I mean. Mecha Charlotte. Okay, that's it. Narrator. She summons Buzzsaw after Buzzsaw, Fireball after Fireball. She uses all of her weakest attacks and combines them into one mosh pit of torture. Somehow, though, all that's left on Isaac is just a slice on his shoulder that's bleeding a little bit. Mecha Charlotte. How could this be? I used all my normal attacks on you at the same time, and none of them worked. Isaac. Well, maybe you should try to use your strongest ones. Mecha Charlotte. But then I would run out of batteries. Narrator. She then runs out of batteries and goes flying into the 7 seas. Isaac then sets course towards the mountain as they ram into the tip of it. Isaac teleports him and Goldie to the cave where the star is located. Isaac. I'm sorry, but I've fought things that are 500 feet tall, but none of them can compare to what I just fought. Goldie. Hey, at least you didn't lose your head. Narrator. Goldie says this as he screws his head back on. Isaac wonders how he is even able to do this. Isaac. Let's just get to this star and we will talk about what just happened later. Goldie. Oh, okay. Narrator. They walk into the cave. The crystals shine and shimmer with a precious beauty, but Isaac and Goldie do not care. They just almost died multiple times, and if it weren't for Isaac's insane reflexes, they probably would have died. They reach a star room and see it floating above a pedestal, and right next to it is a pedestal with a dark orb on it. Isaac goes up to the star and almost grabs it, but then he hears a motorcycle. Isaac, ah, crap, it's Carsreal. Carsreal, that's right, nerds! Narrator, he stops in front of the pedestal with the star as two skeleton soldiers stand next to him. Carsreal, and if you don't mind me, I'm just going to be taking this. Narrator, Carsreal is looking better than ever. His horns are finally starting to grow in, and he has a multitude of new military badges fitted for a general on his armor. He also doesn't speak in salesman gibberish anymore. In case you didn't read the first book, Carsreal is a goat that walks on two legs and has human features. He also wears these old glasses with one of the lenses being yellow and the other purple. However, the purple one is now broken. Isaac, I could literally blast you to smithereens right now, or use blue magic on you to choke you to death. Narrator, Goldie looks at Isaac surprised, expecting such words to come out of Charlotte rather than him from what he's heard. Carsreal, then do it then. Mecha Charlotte, nah, I think I'm going to do it instead. Narrator, Isaac quickly uses blue magic on Carsreal and the guards to move them out of the way, but one of the guards wasn't as fortunate, and now there is nothing left but bone marrow. Carsreal, wow, whoa there, I owe you one, Isaac. Narrator, he says this as he pulls a remote out of his pocket and goes home with the other guard. Isaac, so that's how he gets around. Mecha Charlotte, well, boys, you seem to be in a bright mood. Goldie, don't even! Your puns are complete garbage! Mecha Charlotte, you shouldn't be saying that because I'm going to collect all 7 stars and become a... Narrator. Then she runs out of batteries for real as she falls behind the pedestal as Isaac grabs onto the star and he teleports him and Goldie to get some well-deserved tacos. As they do this, Dr. Mustache comes into the cave and sees Mecha Charlotte lying on the ground. Dr. Mustache, well, boy, am I glad that I didn't plug you in, you brat. Narrate, all rights reserved to Casino Co.